I was doing all this other stuff to try and scrabble around and see if I can maybe get the MP4 file back, because there are ways to restore quotation marks permanently deleted files. Couldn't do it. Gave up. For some reason my brain crossed wires and was worried that it was the ending of the first Final Fantasy. No, I uploaded that on YouTube, it's fine. So, with that in mind, after I realized this is for the second one, unfortunately to a point, I may not have my first impression reactions, but I will try to recap them as best I can. Before I really kick off on anything, that recording was about 4 hours long. I got to a point where I had to look for a brazier, or something to carry a flame, a very specific flame, which is where I'm stuck at right now. Out of those 4 hours, I spent about an hour and a half trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Because I didn't realize NPC dialogue options changed for NPCs that I talked to right after I finished, like, one of the first things in the game. So it was literally you talk to them, and then you have to talk to them again, and I didn't realize that was what I had to do, so I spent an hour and a half suffering TPKs, going into areas I shouldn't have, trying to figure out what the fuck to do, because they mentioned a city over and over again, so I thought I had to go to the city. And I couldn't get there, because all of the monsters around me would hit me for like 600 points, so that's pretty much the whole recording. In a TLDR. I'm gonna probably munch on something for this opening cutscene, but I just wanted to, like, try and catch up the video where that recording I lost went. I will start a new game over, though, because it's not right for me to just start in the middle of nowhere and be like, ta-da! So, I will be overwriting the current save file I have. As soon as I can fucking... Whatever this is, where it's not detecting the controller right and I have to replug it in, is driving me crazy. Okay. I also did not rename anyone, because I don't know these characters well enough. I know I said in the last one during the credit reel, 14 was the first game that I played. I know very few things, like recurring characters. Final Fantasy, the first one, is the only other one I've played. So, the only things I know are the new mechanics for 2, to an extent. And that it starts off way stronger than the first one. In my opinion. It lines the timeline of the events way better. Okay. So, and also the controls are fucking better. Yes. Oh, right. It did start with the orchestral arrangement for some reason. I changed it to the Pixel one. So this was the first thing to surprise me. Was that we immediately go into a fight we can't win. So I'm just gonna do this because I know it's a lose. I'd be surprised if you could win this, actually. But it is supposed to be like an intro to fighting. As far as the Dreadnought's concerned, I don't think I'm on an actual timer. I think that's scripted to happen. Leon, Maria, Guy. I still think it's funny there's a dude named Guy. But the way that this starts is a lot better, and also the main characters having dialogue is really nice. Learn Wild Rose. This was another thing. This was they have a lot of new stuff right off the bat. Keywords and key items being color-coded. Learning the keywords and using them in actual dialogue to talk to people. Like, very cool. Yes, I'm aware. That's how the controls work. Wild Rose. Okay. Now, for my team comp, I decided I was going to make, Maria my sorceress, basically. She was damn good at it. Yeah. I want to make sure I'm talking to the NPCs so we don't miss dialogue in the recording. He disappeared. I know that too. The greatest thief in all the world. They've yet to invent the loot I can't burgle or steal. I mean, you still kind of are. I feel bad for him, because he's like, go ahead, laugh at me, I deserve it. Which is really sad. He only steals from Imperials. I know I tried to give everybody Cure. Because it's actually kind of useful, but... I was gonna make Furion my, my healer. Because as soon as I get Leon, I think I'm gonna have another physical fighter on my hands. See, I like this. You use certain words to talk to them. So, I know there's a wizard guy in here. That when you talk to him, he's like, you can try and make it to this little thing up north. But I don't think you'll survive, kind of a thing. And I'm like, that's fucking mean. Okay, Maria had a bow. I wanted to empty that, actually. You... I also found out you can dual-wield broadswords, which is really funny. And I know one thing I also covered, was that I will be cutting these in like 30-minute segments. Whereas for the first Final Fantasy, it was almost, literally just the whole fucking thing uncut, except for the last two. I remember the airship driving me crazy. I'm like, who the fuck? Every single time they pass it over, but I know who it is now, so it's unfortunate. I did also learn that poison wears off after the battle, which is kind of neat. Okay. So this right here, I understood that I have to save pretty much the bartender, right? That was to advance the plot. Deimos, you're being a pest. And these guys don't have a mage smith. And also, I fooled myself into thinking that there were stronger monsters, like, on the way to Finn, because Finn is kind of an endgame location, and I somehow hit an out-of-bounds area. Like, by out-of-bounds, I mean... these areas are, like, creature-gated, in a way. And I strayed too far from the normal shit, and, accidentally, ran into stuff that I couldn't fight. And also learning the magic system was very important. That your skills level up the more you use them, which made sense. But also, like, the amount of MP you get is kind of neat. I remember over-leveling the fuck out of myself because I ran into, those areas with higher level monsters. No, I was just stupid. So I thought these guys had an aggro range, right? No, you can walk up to them, you just don't talk to them. And they're also occupying areas of interest. Which kinda sucks, but whatever. There was nothing in here, as far as I was aware. Which is weird that you can kind of go into the buildings, but at the same time, it's an emphasis that it's abandoned. So he's occupying something. Those are empty, I've checked. Yeah. The spells area is closed off, there's a guy in front of that. I guess realistically, I did like maybe 3 hours of playtime. No, 2 hours of playtime? Because there's a lot of me, like, fucking around and trying to figure out what to do. Oh, sorry, I just, like, completely clicked through that. Yeah, he was just like, there's a secret passage back here. Goodbye. And I couldn't figure out what that meant. And then I went this way. And I was like, whoa. I don't want them to take you alive either, dude. Gordon will need to know that. Okay, Count Burger. I'm glad we agree. Yeah, sorry, Maria, we are literal nobodies here. See, I thought this was weird. Brother just fucking Thanos snaps out of existence. But this game it starts off a lot more bleak, too, than the first Final Fantasy. Like, the first Final Fantasy shows the world in ruin. But this one actually showed, like, a guy dying. And also a couple other things that'll come up later. I mean, to one-up the world dying, why not worldwide conquest, right? Now, why does the Emperor want the conquest? To my understanding, this is the recurring theme after Final Fantasy II, is that this is constant. Because this is also kind of happening in Final Fantasy XIV's A Realm Reborn, where the Empire is on a worldwide conquest, and they still kind of go through it all the way, I want to say up to Endwalker, really. Heavensward kind of ignores it. But Stormblood, you take back Alamigo. Shadowbringers also kind of ignores it, but you don't really have much of a you know, a choice, because you get poofed to a distant star. But then you go back in Endwalker, and they technically keep doing it. So... Okay. Well, I made it to Finn and I lived, so... Fuck y'all that doubted me. Yes, he said those things about you, stupid. Okay. I need to get the Ice Spell and Cure. I kinda wanted everyone to learn Cure. My reasoning was just in case I ran out of potions, or if someone, like, died, that I would have Cure on me to cover my bases, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing to have. And then I remember these being different, because now you have specialized shopkeeps. And you have the Phoenix down, I think? Yeah, gimme. And the ethers are expensive now for some reason, which kind of sucks, but whatever. You get so much NP from your level ups, though, I don't think it matters. Mean to Salamand. See, she said this and it completely flew over my head. So I spent an hour and a half being like, where do I go? And the recording was like really late at night. I think I stopped at like 1 or 2 in the morning, so I was losing it. But if I talk to the old man again, just because it's a new shiny keyword that I got. Also, this guy's like, Mithril, does it taste good? I mean, you could try to eat it, buddy. Yes, you can. Okay. Now they want us to go... Actually, I should do this first. Because I need spell slots. Whee! And Mean Woo I found as a healer. But holy shit, he has like no attack util. So... For the record, me explaining the 1.5 hours fucking around and not knowing where to go. Some of this is in part because I was going to cut it anyways. Not nice. I was gonna cut it anyways. And explain it after the cut. But it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, these guys have a spell shop here somewhere. Fucking damn it. Oh, right, I made it Maria, and so she says that. It's funny. Mm. Should I get those? Yes. Am I going to? No. Once you pass Poft, yeah, that's true. I mean, Salamand isn't, but... Just a little port town. Haha! Ha! I don't remember seeing that one. Okay. Aye, sir, let's go Poft. At least I don't have to beat the fuck out of pirates for this. They're just earnest sailing people. Sailors. And here's the bear, where almost all of them say the same fucking thing. Learn airship, ask. Okay. Your prices are unreasonable for airfare. Okay. The sprinters scared me when I first ran into them because I was just used to hornets and goblins. But I found out they're squishy as shit, so I don't care. Salamander.